guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and the Resources Soviet Republic. This is the beautiful Sosolgrad Canal District and it looks pretty good at night. Now we are filling it up with people and those people need to go and work somewhere. So we've decided to build some more areas here. So now we've got construction underway here, and one thing that I did kind of wonder about ever so slightly is that we don't really have the option to run the rail through here. But I guess we could quite comfortably. So the easier option would just be to extend the bridge. But I think the alternative for us, and maybe that's what we'll just do so we don't spend too much time on it, is just we can always just kind of put a little bit of a short tunnel, a short little tunnel through here. So if we started it there, whipped it through there, we could quite comfortably do a little rail tunnel that we do there. We would want to make sure we snap it, please. So we snap right next to it. So we could do a double tunnel like that, and we could divert this rail in through there if we wanted to run passenger rail. Specifically, if we wanted to run passenger rail, we could even then cross over the top here and run a separate passenger rail completely. So that's something we can think about. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to cancel these two plans. I'm not going to hit the cancel button. I may just cancel it like that. Okay, anyway, we're not going to do any more of this kind of infrastructure. We'll let the guys do their thing and slowly build out this area. There's lots of stuff happening. We will immediately be able to work on this. We do need to, however, provide a few distribution offices. And I'm thinking in the realm of things, we need 2 distribution offices. So let's grab ourselves some pretty large distribution offices. I do like these medium distribution office. Oh, that's a tiny little distribution office. A big distribution office. We have room for big distribution offices. And we have even more room if we decide to place them like this. Right? If we decide to place our distribution offices like that, we should have even more room to accommodate them. So I'm thinking we'll do this. And what I was wondering, we just run a path straight through here? I think so. I think we just do that. We don't need, we put some other infrastructure and the likes in here if we needed to. But I guess we just do something like that. That's going to be all good. This might get busy. I doubt it, though. We'll go ahead and add that. Now, we do have a fuel station over here, so I don't think we really need to put another fuel station. The next fuel station could be somewhere over here. These guys, their accessibility to that fuel station is a little bit of a problem. I'm kind of wondering whether we just do a little fuel station over here. So what do we have? This is so and so. So if we put a fuel station in here that actually solves... it actually gets its own fuel, right? Do we have any piped fuel stations? I think these are, but I don't think they're quite. I can't remember which one. So if I pick that one, ooh, I've never ever used this. Never ever used this. What does this look like? I'm actually liking the idea of it. So if we want to do something a little bit smaller, I guess this is smaller. Yeah, that's not quite what I'm at in mind. We do this one. Yeah, that might be exactly what we're after over here. What does the number 3 look like? It's a little bit bigger. I guess this is what we're after, right? Something like this. It's a bit of an industrial look and feel. What is this down here? Is that water? What is that? Oh, no, it's the bitumen being piped somewhere. Okay, so we need to be a little cautious about that bitumen being piped there. I think this spot here is exactly what we're after, right? You just don't want to necessarily tie it in directly like this. And we will need a little something there, right? So let's do that. We'll pop it in there. The plan is it will be powered over here. We do need ourselves a little bit of a pump in here as well. So if we go to the liquid side of things, we have a look, not at a foreign thing, but we want to look at a little pump. An underground pump, a little underground pump. Let's go underground and see what we've got to deal with over here. I think a little underground pump over here could be good. We could even turn it out a little bit like that. Right, a little underground pipe there, which will be powered, no problems. We could give it a little bit of a little bit of a path connection so it can get some maintenance. And we would want to make sure that it's got some underground piping. No, underground piping. There we go. Something like that. Some infrastructure is in the way. So there it is not so much in the way, but I want to make it pretty straight. So let's do that. And then on this side, oh, even that side works like a charm. I will pay for that. I will go upstairs here and I will pay for this slither over there, right? Yeah. So that should... There's no output connection. And then I'm thinking we just finish off this guy. We don't have connections to the other side. We'll pay for that. And we will pay for this guy, 70,000 rubles. We're under the 10 million ruble mark, so we do need to be a little cautious. But at least now we have got this bit of a... Look at that. It's got this massive pipe coming in for these little guys over here. So it's ready to go. We've got the fuel in there. And whoever needs fuel can go ahead and get it. Now, what we might do is we might get the helicopters to come and support some of this construction, which is not immediately ready and available, just so that we have it ready to go practically at the same time as the rest of this is getting ready. So let's make sure we're assigning all of our crews to construct wherever they can. Yeah, none of this is accessible just yet. So what I'm thinking, right, for the time being, I may do that and I may do this, right? And we'll clear that out in the future. But for the time being, this gives us access to constructabilities all over here, so we can make a start on the construction on this side as well. Just get ourselves some little bit of extra access point. Oh, and I can go ahead and update our one-way system here a little bit. So if we go all the way to there, that's one way, and if we go all the way to there, that's one way, and we go all the way around the roundabout, that's all one way. And we'll one-way it up to there, and we will one-way it all the way to there. So now our one-way system is correct, right? This way, that way. Yeah, all good, all good, all good. So we've got our one-way system working a little bit more for us. And that will provide access into here, and we can give access there. No problems whatsoever. Lots of work underway. Okay, let's have a quick look at this. Has this been finished? This has been finished. This building is without power supply, though, because the power supply is still up and coming. So we'll do that now. It should have power supply. Yes, but there are no goods here, but the goods are arriving. No, there are goods. How come there are no goods? There are no goods because there are no people. I think once we have some people working here, so the moment people jump into these buildings, we will have people working here, and they will start to bring through all of these items, and they'll be available for sale and whatnot. Okay, now let us quickly extend our little path alongside here. Actually keen to, not necessarily do that. Let's start it off maybe somewhere like this, somewhere like that, so we can do a little something. I guess that's okay. What we'll do is we'll do that. I will pay for those connections. Actually, I'll pay for these connections. Right, that's fine. And I was hoping to do a little something in the front here. Maybe a little. These things are tiny, right? Oh, that's not quite what I had in mind. Look at that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let's get ourselves some smaller statues. We could do some of these. I like these actually. Do one there, and something a little different. One over here. And do we have a... We do have a small one that can go in here quite nicely. I like it. It's gonna liven it up a little. Do that. I like it. I like it. I like it. Now give me a little pathies. So we'll do a pathy like that and a pathy like this and a pathy over here. Yes. We'll pay for those pathies. I actually want to pay for the other items as well, just so it looks nice from the start. Look at that, guys. Look at our little area here. We can liven it up with some trees all the way the other way around. But this is our department store. Look at that. Nice quality urban environment for our new residents, which should be moving in any minute now. No workers, no workers. Okay, so these guys should be finished any time now. But it's starting to look pretty good over here. All of this is ready to go. Don't have anybody working here just yet. But that's fine. Yeah, continue to build everything for us. Right? We'll continue to build that. Actually, let's quickly do a little bit of the niceties as well. So I want to let's plant some pines. Plant some pines. Oh, do we have a? Let's let's add the path, right? Because we've got that path right there, so we may as well kind of add it, right? That looks a little bit nicer, and I think we will do something like this as well, so that we have a kind of that looks pretty good. I like that, right? So now go back to our trees and let's put some trees in here. This is the pines, right? Yeah, the pines. So let's plant some pines here. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll continue the pines all the way to the bus stop over here. Yeah, the bus stop's probably in the way. That's fine. I think that's okay. We don't need more than that. And what I was kind of wondering is, do we just kind of do a little bit of we just do a lot of little things in here. So let's do a few bushes in there. And let's do a few pines. On the back, we'll make it a little bit less. We'll plant a few spruces in there as well. Right, so we'll do a little bit of an urban forest that's just kind of covering up the back side of this a little bit. And to be honest, we could even do it on the other side there. So let's extend it to the other side so that there's some spots of greenery around this area, right? Okay, we move away. We get some bushes. We want to make sure it's we'll put a few pines in there as well, right? That should be nice. Once that's nice and built, it should be looking good. Mercury is awesome. All right, look at this nice little Mercury area that we've got here, and these should really be very close to finishing off. We've got like a few more things that needs to be delivered, and then that's there. Okay, all of this infrastructure is underway. Everybody is doing their thing. Before we continue, let's quickly pop on over. Oh yeah, that's future stuff. Future expansions. Let's look at what we've got over here. Can we expand our construction industry at all? Who's busy doing? Okay, so these are being. So there's a few bits and pieces, but I think we don't have any buses or anything really. So yeah, we're not really in a good position there. What's happening over here? We can't actually sell anything. So I think because our money is so poor, let's have a look. This guy is our export vehicle. So let's go ahead and no. Let's go ahead and start the export there. I just want to sell these trains so that we can continue building trains, and we can also sort out our money a little bit. Our money is not looking too healthy at the moment. Look at this. The replanting of trees is such a great thing. I mean, we now have so much to be able to function here. I just want to check. These guys have workers. No workers there. Oh, they don't actually need workers. These guys do need workers. We don't have any workers. Is there a worker train inbound on this track? There should really be, right? Yeah, there is. There is. lesser workers not operating, but Vasastavi Construction Industrial Workers is operating, and there is a train on the way, and it should have some workers popping in straight away. So let's just want to quickly have a look. So if that drops off, these guys should have workers, no problems. Right? Right? No workers? You should, right? The train's already left. Workers are still coming. I guess they're still coming. Yeah, they come. Nice. Workers are doing their thing, right? No way to export, but all good. It's working. Got a tree in the middle of that storage area there. No problems. We could pick up both of these. Yeah, all good. Look at all these boards ready to go anytime. So that's good. Okay. We will continue to plan out our new industrial component over here. Everything else looks okay. People are happy. People are healthy. We've got population is growing. These guys should have everything they need when they move in. Here we go. Someone move in. Someone didn't move in. Oh, these guys moved in. They're moving in. We should have everything we want and need in this area. No problems whatsoever. So where can you actually go and work? You can go to the construction area. I like it. And you can go and work all of these other areas, which is good. You should have access to everything you need. Without a job, children can't go to school because no schools are accessible. Let's just double check that for a minute. You are accessible. Schools are in fact accessible from over there. So I'm not too fussed by it. There's plenty of capacity in the school. So you just need to find the school. Yeah, it's gone away already. Meat and food is an issue, but I guess, again, you just need to find it. And then a few people are without jobs. No problems whatsoever. As these finish, we'll get some more stuff going on. But I guess that's okay. This area is looking pretty good. And we'll now have more and more construction workers that can go and work any construction site anytime. And it's not too far away from these areas. So I guess we'll start getting the construction here moving a little bit quicker. This is here ready to allow people to fill up on some fuels. All good. And we've got our distribution office over here. Now, the next piece of this puzzle is for us to have a little bit of a look at what our rail or at least our motor vehicle industry would look like. So vehicle production lines. Let's have a look. So we've got a few of them. And I guess we will gauge the size by the number of workers it can take. So they're not. Ooh, look at the storage in some of these things. $750. Okay, so I just want to have a look at the size of this thing. Potentially, this is the kind of thing we need to be looking at. Right, and we'll need. Okay, so and we will definitely need workers to come in through here, which maybe we could run a completely different worker train. What we could do is we could run a little spur that serves this area with workers, so we don't actually have to mix and match these things too much. Okay, so let's have a look. So if we say, what do we have here? We've got vehicle production lines, railway production lines, dry docks, and then airplane production lines, which we're not doing here. But we may do these guys, right? So this, if we run 2 of these, we'll be able to do lots and lots of vehicles. But what I'm wondering about is not so much doing, is rather doing multiple of them, right? So this is like 3 of these is like one of those. Right? So we need a lot of workers to do that one. So potentially just one of those could do the trick. But if we do 3 of these instead, it means we can have different production lines do different things. And I guess that gives us a little bit more flexibility in terms of, getting our own needs met. And we'll repurpose the other one, which is closer to the border, to exports. So I guess that's more the plan. Let's switch on this. So we've got plenty of room here. If we could run, we could run the rail. Let's leave ourselves a little bit more room here. So if we said maybe 1, 2, yeah, maybe just like that, and then we'll flip it around, and we'll do 3 and 4, and I think 4 of them is probably about right. I don't think we need any more of them. And then what we could do is we could do rail production, and similarly, I would like to do at least 2 of them. So we could do maybe. And we'll do them like this so that we can actually tie the rails together. Actually, if we give it a... Let's cancel this. Rail production. Go back, grab myself my... not that one. Advanced industry rail production lines. And if we did maybe add a bit of an angle like this... We need to be cautious that we can still provide workers to all of them. I guess tying them together. Yeah, I don't like the idea of tying them together. I guess that's why doing them something like this is almost better. But we want a one-way, a kind of a one-way loop going on here. So I guess something like that, so you can get in and out from each, is probably about the best way we can kind of look at dealing with it, right? So the plan would be we link these 2 together. We have a rail track that runs all the way on the outside there, right? We have that. We've got this one over here as well. And what we do is we are trying to do this, right? So let's get ourselves the very first spot we can. No. We need to make room for like signaling, right? So if we did this, I don't mind on that side, but we want to make room for signaling over here. And we did that. And then we want to do this and that, right? So that's the plan. And I just want to check we can signal. Signal there, signal here. That's the plan. Okay? So I just wanted to double check that can in fact work. That's okay, because this is like a little spur at the end. This is not a through line or any of that kind of things. Now, what we also need to do, all of these needs a vehicle. We need to be able to store vehicles, right? So we have space for vehicles, small, large. So let's do this, the large vehicle storage option. And the plan would be that we... Yeah, so what are our other options with vehicle storage? That's too small, and that could work. That could, in fact, work. So if we wanted to, we could do something like this. No, that can't work. Let's just get the large options here. And what we'll need to do... I was kind of hoping, can we tie in both of them at the same time? Yeah, but that one... Actually, if we do it all the way over here... So if we did this, right, can we get that one to work? Can we get this one to go in there? it's too long. So that one is a bit of a problem. So I guess what we need to do is let's move this entire setup a little bit more that way, right? Yeah, we could move it. We could move it a little bit that way. Okay, let's clear this one out. Clear that one out. Guys, if you've got some name suggestions for this peninsula, for this area, please do leave it in the comments. Now, let's try this this tool that I've been using, the whole Cornoe tool. We want to leave room in the middle because I'm kind of tempted to run the passenger rail on that side. So if we did this, yeah, I think that's going to be fine. We'll move ourselves, give ourselves a little bit more room towards this side. We'll give a, actually we can push it out. We don't want to push it out. We'll give ourselves a little bit more room. Let's do that, right? We'll do, what? Oh, this one didn't want to, fine. Let's just do the copy tool thing. And we'll bring it in. Don't mind getting it a little bit closer. And we'll try and work our way. We've got some crews out here. Oh, auto save. Okay, we'll try and level that out a little bit better. Okay, we'll do that. Nice. Okay, we've got that. Now, give us the large vehicle thingy, which I'll do flip this way around. I think that should work. Ooh. Might not work. It's because we've so that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Yeah, doesn't want to work. Cancel. And yeah, well, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Try it again. And this time around, can we please can that thing please be out of the way so I can try and get it to tie in here? I think that might work. Again, trial and error is going to be the name of the game here. Okay, yes, that works. This works. Okay, so that does work, and we can get the rail out and into there. I'm very sure of it. Even with quite a bit of, yeah, something like that. Something like that will give us a little bit of room. I'm going to go ahead and extend this one. Do that. And nice. And that is, in fact, wrong. But I think it might be even better that way. So if we now go, no, again, it's gone to the outside of what I wanted it to do. Switch to this one instead. Go over here, and let's redo that whole leveling operation. Nice. So now you can go there. You can go there. That should give us lots of room. And I want to get you up here. Hopefully that's not too bad. And then we'll need to come off of here. Okay, you know what? Come off a little earlier. Let's just do something like that. Okay. We'll similarly do something like this. And then from here, we're going to say tie in there, and you'll tie in there. Nice. So we've got that access, and we need to provide another set of vehicle storages over here. Yeah, everybody is building. Could we slow it down just a tad because we're not actively looking at everything that's happening, but everything seems to be okay in terms of the stats. But we still need to be a little cautious. So if we flip this around to have the rail out on the outside, I'm guessing I'll go with this setup right over here. So they're both storing to the same thing, but this is for our own consumption, really. So I guess I'm quite happy with. We'll try that out. We have room in the area to do other stuff as well, but I guess I'm quite happy with that there. Now the idea is let's tie in like so. And then I was thinking what we'll do is we'll go and tie back in into there, right? We don't need both directions of travel though. This is what I'm wondering about. Do we with this whole loop in effect, do we actually do all the directions of travel? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Is that even an is that even a good idea? We did that, and then what we'll do is we'll just basically tie in this one like so, that one like so, and we've got that all tied in to be able to do its whole loopy thing. I was kind of saying, well, we'll run it up there like so, and we'll slowly come back, right? I'm not too opposed to that, even though that is a bit of a hectic curve. I'm not too opposed to it because it does give us the option to still tie in tracks to the other side, basically. But I guess that's our industrial setup right there. So let's go and activate all of those, and we can come back and have a bit of a look at as to whether it all makes sense. But my plan, I think the idea around it being multi-directional, maybe for this one, it doesn't actually need to be multi-directional, right? Well, to be honest, it may as well be. It may as well be. We can always repurpose it later, but for the time being, let's just make it multi-directional, get it all sorted out, and that should work. Now, the next piece of this, right, is for us to actually be able to provide some workers in this area. So let's have a quick look. Where is our road connections? Okay, so it's a little awkward, the road connection. So we'll have a road on one side that needs to tie into that road. So, I'm just thinking, well, this is okay. I think this is okay. If we were to say run like a road like that, right? Okay, so with that in mind, so here, I'm thinking we would need a bit of a road connection that does this. That can then, I'm just thinking it probably needs to run on this side. Let's start it off like that. Yeah, we'll run the road right through here. We might tie it in a little bit differently over there. And I'm also thinking we probably need to run it up here as well. So let's do that, cut across there and run it out that way. So that's kind of our connection there. Did we want to do something different with this? I think so. I think we wanted to. Let's quickly do that. Let's tweak it a little bit over here. We don't want to do that. We don't want to get rid of everything. We want to get rid of a chunk of it. We want to get rid of that. Let's get rid of a little bit more, up to about there. And then let's try, and if we wanted to do it here instead, We'll have a little bit of a straight connection out of there, and then we'll tie it in like so, which is a lot more kind of natural. And now we can do all kinds of other tie-in points and things like that. So I want to make sure that we are providing our tie-in points. You know what? We don't need that. Give me 90. Can we get 90? Anyway, let's just do this. We do that. We do this. We tie them together. That's fine. And we find ourselves a spot where it was sensible for us to connect through to the other side, which I guess would be somewhere towards the end of it, right? And these we just tie in. And what the plan would be here, okay, and so similarly what we'll do is we'll run a little bit of a road up here. Right, and then we need to provide some stations, right, for these guys. So this road might be in the way, but let's have a quick look. Oh no, I'm just playing slow. We'll have a look at what's happening with other areas now, but let's go into the rail section. We want to get some citizen platforms. We don't need massively awesome platforms out here. We just need something basic to get our people here. What do we have? So I do want longer platforms, but yeah, so I've been using these ones. So what does this look like? That's not quite right? I'd rather go with maybe something like this, but that's too big also. I just want a stock standard set of platforms, which I guess would be something like this. Yeah, a stock standard set of platforms. To make sure that everybody can get to work. Right? Is that the best we can do in terms of length, or because I just want to check, right? So if we look, I just want to check where's our big train. Pause the game so I can find my big train. That's the small train. That's our big train. Basically just arriving over there. Small train is heading out that way. Okay, so we'll give the big train a little bit of a gap so it can come back out. Yeah, here it comes. And I just wanted to see if it fits our big train. It does fit our big train. Right? So I'm happy with that because we're not going to go bigger than that in terms of trains, right? We're not going to go bigger than that. We'd rather do more trains than that. So this is the plan. Train station right here. Easy peasy. Train station over there and train station. We'll do it back a little, set it back a little bit like over here somewhere. And we'll make it nice and center, right? And train station over there. So that gives us our 2 train stations. Now, what is a problem is train tracks can't cross train tracks, right? So we can't do... Oh, we can do that? Well, then we'll just do that. We'll start it at least a little bit. Then we'll go around like that. Yeah, there we go. I did not think they can cross like that. I don't know why I didn't think that. Anyway, that's okay. So the plan is if we wanted to continue on this alignment, we could do what? We could cross there, but then we'd be on the wrong side of the road here. Alternatively, we can tie it into this, go over there, and then bring it out from over here as quickly as we can, and then tie that in there. Or we could loop it back, get it from the other side instead. I guess it's just easier for us to run that, but we do have room, but we will need to probably bridge it across all of this. If we wanted to run a completely separated train network, we do that. But also, if we wanted to run something through here, we could run a station there, run it underneath here as a bit of a tunnel, and tie it in there. Yeah, that's the other option, right? Where we leave this one in isolation here, and we actually divert all of our trains to come through there, and then we've only got the one little piece of infrastructure here. That might be the other play for us to do. I'll just double check we can get a tunnel underneath here. Not there. Could we get it? Could we get it here? Could we get it there? Oh no, it's not a tunnel, it's a bridge. We'll need a bridge. Can we get it to cross here? Can we get it to cross here? Where can we cross it? I mean, so really, in reality, it'll have to be here then. So if we're going there, we will be crossing something like this. So forget about that. Let's make it a shorter crossing point here. Right, so that's the alternative option for us, and then we can effectively tie in our rail system like that. So this could be it. I don't mind that crossing point because in reality it'll be pretty easy to deal with. There won't be that many trains on that line. This one will have more trains, so I guess that's okay. And then we'll have a crossing over here. We'll run it. We'll have a station over there which can serve both those sides, and we can run over there. And then we just have the one station over here to serve this side, which could ultimately in the future be replaced with something else. Okay, well let's park it there. So that is our plan. Let's go and put all of this construction underway. We've got all of this. We'll get all of that underway. We'll do this. We'll get all of this underway. So slowly we've got these areas. We could potentially expand by adding another one in here, by adding another one in there. So we will understandably we don't. So we are actively delivering directly to these guys, right? From my perspective, I think what we'll need to do here is we'll probably ultimately run this connection straight across the other side, and we will tie it in over there, right? So that you can get to the distribution areas on this road as well. So the question would be, do we actually pop it in a little bit and put another little roundabout in there? And I think the answer to that might be yes. And so in order for us to do that, we'll do it now. Let's just quickly double check one thing before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's just double check one thing. If we just take the vehicle production lines, it has got a storage of, so we don't have massive amounts of storage. We do have massive amounts of storage. Lots of steel, lots of mechanical components, fabrics, and things like that, electronic components and plastics, right? It's got like, the least is plastic at 60 tons. Everything else is like over 100 tons, almost 175 tons of fabrics and 125 tons of mechanical components. So if we head back over here, I just want to double check one thing, right? So if we look at adding something to the list, right? An ambulance takes almost nothing, right? So let's grab something we do a lot of, right? Like a covered hull. A covered hull, in order to construct, is 11 tons of steel. So we can do tons of these just from internal storage. So I am not too worried that that the rate of production will require us to put lots of stuff locally. We've got it all stored pretty nearby in this facility. So having some distribution officers just coming to collect it over here or whatever is going to be fine. Oh, look at this thing already under construction. I like it. There's still some power and water and sewage and stuff that needs to run in here, but I'm happy that we're starting to make a maneuver on it. So this is our passenger rail running through here, and it can tie into something on this side as well. We could loop it, separate passenger rail, running through there. We could even loop it like this. But let's quickly, the final thing I just wanted to do before we check out on what else is happening. And one thing that we needed to kind of clear out on was this guy. So So let's trim back there. We'll trim back there. We'll trim back this guy on this side. Trim back there. There. Go up there. Yep. Okay. Now let's build another roundabout. I do like myself a bit of a roundabout here. If we said we're gonna start it maybe like there. Go straight into the middle. Okay, and now we're doing our 100-meter thing. Why am I not getting the 180? Let's do that. I think that's okay. What we'll do is we'll trim out that one, and then hopefully having it a little under 180 is going to give us a nicer roundabout. I think so. I think so. I think so. Now let's get a bit of road connection. We'll take off the snapping. We'll try and do something like this. Yeah, that's beautiful. We'll pop in here. We'll remove that, and we'll go again. And I need a little bit of this. Yeah, it's okay. It's not ideal. There we go. We'll do a little bit of this. Probably that's a little bit too aggressive there. A little closer. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's not brilliant, but I think it's okay. We'll want to actually we'll trim this guy back a little bit more, and we'll bring it off with like a 90-degree over here somewhere. And we'll slowly tie that in. Actually, we'll do something like that, and we'll trim this guy back over there, so we get a nice smooth. Actually, even this is not right. Let's do that. Let's do all the way to there. I think that should give us a much smoother. Yeah, just one smooth turn, and then on this side. Ooh, this side's going to be a bit. Please make it work. Please. Ooh. If I did this right, and I then trimmed it to there, I think that's fine. There we go. That's going to work. Now, give me my little one-liners, and we need to push snapping back on. We want to go over here, get that in. We want to go over there. Yeah, get that in. Similarly on this side, we want to go there. We want to go this. Nice. So now we've got a bit of a roundabout section in here. I may quickly do a little bit of redoing on this, right? Let's try and redo that. That's just a tad. So take it back to about there. Take it back to about there. I just want to quickly do that. Yeah, now they're pretty cool. So let's do this. Like off the snapping now. Up one there. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, I like that. That's okay. Let's do there. And yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. And then into this one. We'll trim that back a little bit more. And then this one like that. Yeah, let's trim these a little bit more. So let's go back to about there. We'll trim that one. We'll trim that one. And now I think it will be okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then even this one is that one still feels a little funny to me. I think this one needs a slightly more acute angle here. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that's better. That is better. Okay, there we go. So that does now work. And what we'll do is we'll plop that in there. So now we've got accessibility straight into this area as well, which is exactly what we kind of needed. We'll go ahead and just tie these together so there's accessibility to it in the meantime. You know what? We may as well, in my mind, we may as well build it, right? So let's just upgrade that and we'll upgrade that and make sure that all of that construction starts. These guys are now stuck, of course, during this construction activity, so we're just going to leave them there. And yeah, that gives us everything we needed. That gives us everything we needed. So let's plop the speed back on. Let's have a look at what's going on over here. We've got full. So that's 1,000 extra people. That's good. Don't have enough prison wardens. These guys are doing their thing. These guys are barely doing anything. Everybody should be quite happy with everything they've got, right? Place of specialty and the pub. Yeah, I don't mind that too much. Similarly, garbage. Oh my. That is interesting. So the garbage, So what I'm trying, well, let's do one thing here. I guess what we can do is we can do this. You know what? Cancel that. What we'll do is we'll tie in a little path over here. Do that, and we'll also do this. We'll also do that. I guess all of those things together should hopefully give us this. Yeah, beautiful. So now everybody should be able to drop their garbage off, and that should be just fine. Okay, good stuff. So let's go back and have a look again. That's okay. That's now been resolved. That's okay. Have a look at this. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. That's okay. So really, they're only missing the pub. Why are we not getting power somewhere? Is power an issue? Let's just have a quick look at whether everybody is working. This one is fine. That one, I guess I wonder if we're a little bit over capacity on this one. That might be the case. And all of this stuff is still very slowly being constructed. Who's building this? We get some more crews out here because this is actually, it's pretty much done. To be honest with you, this is pretty much done. That I might just pay for, and I think then we can maybe start some construction over here. Assign these guys, assign those guys to start the construction activities over here. That guy's nice and full. Complaining about anything? Hospital access for 2 people. This is the new hospital, so we may as well make a start on that. All of that infrastructure is in place. All of this infrastructure done? It looks to be the case. This is all looking good. There's no buses waiting here to pick up people for construction, so clearly we can do a bit more construction activities over here. We do have access over there. Can get people over here, so reasonable access in this location. We've got the access, it's a little bit further away on that side. These last bits and pieces are being constructed. I'm pretty happy with where we're at. We can almost start, I think we can almost start running the internal rail now, but I think in the next episode what we'll do is we'll really fill out a little bit more over here. More people, more facilities, all of these kind of things. We need to build the extra shopping center over here. That one is already in operation. We can add lots of more people here. How many people can actually walk here? So none of these guys can walk to this spot, right? It's just a little bit too far away. So it means another cluster of people in this area could be good, where these guys will be feeding whatever facilities we have in here, any bus stations and the likes we want to add to the mix on this side. But that looks pretty good altogether. We've already got the first one built, which I'm super happy to report that we do have that. Let's have a look that everything here is in fact under construction by the various crews that we can get to do that. Yeah, so please go ahead and build everything you can. I think that tunnel is probably built. It is. And what it means is we're going to struggle to build this. So I might pay for that when we get to that point, to be honest with you. But everything else should be slowly building up, right? All of this stuff, we'll just slowly get it built, right? Look at that. Look at that money. I just want to go and find that train and put it back in the depot because it's now obviously running a bit of a route here. So just find this related vehicle. Thank you. Can I find this one? Can I find that one? And can you please just come back to the depot? Thank you. Come back to the depot. There's no route to the depot. There has to be a route to the depot. So please go ahead and find your way there. These guys aren't actively working, so we may as well send the helicopters out to come and do some work over here. Give me the helicopters and make a start on all of these buildings while the crews are continuing with that. Once we get this up and running, I think that'll be pretty good for us, and we may be able to export some more stuff here. And then we need to look at this, and we need to look at that, and we need to look at this, and there's tons of stuff for us to do. Oh, the other thing I wanted to very briefly check up on is what is going on with our infrastructure out here to the nuclear mines. And the answer is nothing. Nothing is happening here. So let's get the helicopters out here to come and do the construction activities there. And that should help us out with this. We could also get maybe some Cornoe border crossing people to come and help out on this one. And let's just double check. These are actively under construction. So the guys are building those. So, I mean, I think we're in a pretty good spot with this. So we should be able to, once we get those other items up and running, we should be able to make a start over here and probably start looking at how we cut across here with some infrastructure. But yeah, all in all, guys, we are making massive progress. Massive progress. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Do leave your comments down below. Give me some naming suggestions for our new areas, our industrial production peninsula. Do you have a good name for that? All the way over there. But yeah, do let me know. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.